up, YouTube land? Chaz here. I'm going to do a Q&A session for y'all because I dropped the ball. And I got all excited to do my next video for you guys, which is going to be the top 5 mistakes that I see newcomers make to Amazon FBA. And I got in here, got my bullet points all written out, got all the information I needed. And turns out I did not even charge my camera. So I'm going to do live instead for y'all. Give people a minute to hop on. Let me open up my chat real quick. I'm on my phone for the camera portion. And the camera portion does not like to keep the comments on very long. So if you guys are just hopping on, drop a comment below. Let me know where you're watching from. And this is basically just going to be open-ended Q&A session. I have no topic, no agenda to bring for you tonight. I'm not going to do one of my late night rants that I sometimes do. Just getting towards the end of the workday, so I figured I'd hop on here for a few minutes and answer some questions for y'all. All right, there we go. Oh, we got Virginia, Tennessee, London, New Jersey. What is up, crew? All right, I got you guys up on here. The Hustle Bee. Man, I'm so freaking pumped for this weekend. So I'm just south. I'm an hour south of Portland, Oregon, and we've got the Hustle Bee and Hustler Hack coming up here. It's going to be an epic resellers meetup going on in Portland. We're blessed enough to be able to meet up with these two, and Trista and I are gonna take these guys out to lunch on Friday. So I'm so freaking excited. Man, you guys are watching from all over the place. That's amazing. Sweet. Well, let's dive in. This is going to be open Q&A session. I put Amazon, FBA, and eBay inside of the topic, but really it's open-ended. Whatever you guys feel like asking about, go for it, and I will answer the best that I can. So much hustle in one room. Yeah, it's gonna be freaking amazing. I can't wait for that. It's gonna be awesome. Let's take a quick poll since I got like 70 of you watching right now. Would you want me to go live on YouTube during the meetup? Just so you can kind of say hi to each person. I'll probably bring my camera and do a little bit of vlogging behind the scenes stuff. But we'll, sorry, I just got sidetracked. You selling that behind you? Which thing? None of this is going to be for sale back here because this is my personal little collection. I've been slowly stockpiling. So I had this idea, instead of having just a crazy cluttered mess of random Funko Pops and collector stuff in the background like I did before, I wanted to separate it out. So throughout the whole office, I'm building out these little themes. So like all of this is Stranger Things up here. This is going to be my Star Wars shelf. And then I got Marvel over to the side. Let me just show you guys. I got Marvel starting up there. We're getting ready to put a couch right here. We just reorganized everything. I want to put an 80s horror movie section because I love 80s horror movies. So it's going to be fun. All right, sweet. Looks like I'll do a little bit of, it'll probably just be a few minutes, but I'll do some YouTube live for you guys when we get to the meetup. Yes, I do need to go watch Black Panther. Absolutely. I am going to the meetup. Yes, the meetup is on Saturday, Saturday night. So I'm definitely going to go to the meetup, meet up with everyone. It's going to be a blast. And then we're also going out to lunch with the guys on Friday. So super excited to meet these two. Am I going to see Black Panther? Yes, absolutely. I'm a huge Marvel fan. love Marvels. Like I'm the type of Marvel addict when it comes to the movies. I legit get goosebumps when I see the trailers. It's unhealthy how much of an addict I am to it. Thank you. Much love from Nashville. Love Nashville. Broadway is your main street, right? I've been to Nashville 2 times. Both times it's just, I freaking love that the live music culture down there is amazing. Can you crash the lunch? You have to talk to the Bee and Glenn on that one. All right, so let's get some Q&A going. If you guys have questions about, I don't care if it's about Amazon, if it's about eBay, entrepreneurship in general, whatever you guys want to chit chat about, I'm here basically killing time because I dropped the ball. I had this whole written out thing. I was going to do a video for you guys. My top 5 mistakes I see people make, and we made these mistakes too for Amazon FBA. Had everything all written out, bullet points and all that, and I forgot to charge my camera. So YouTube Live is what we're doing tonight. When first starting eBay, best first things to do to get more listing views. It's list as much as you can. My first tip for that would be when you first sign up for eBay, they're going to limit you at 10 listings. You're going to call eBay and you are simply going to ask them to raise that limit. This is what I did before I even listed my first item on eBay. I called them. I said, hi, I'm a new seller. I just started my account a few days ago. I'm looking to make this into an actual business, and I would like to list more than 10 items. And they just did a quick little check on our account, and they raised it. Like, just call them. They will most likely raise it for you guys. And especially as you grow too, and you start maxing out your limits, always call those guys. They're more than happy to work with you. Most times, it may not happen every single time, but most times. eBay related question. Oh, hold on. Let me back up real quick, just because I want to add more to that. So to get more, it's always like, how do I get more views to my listings, right? There's no one thing, guys. I'm no expert in eBay at all, but from my experience with eBay so far and I came from hating eBay. Let me just put that out there. I despised eBay. I did not like shipping myself. I did not like doing any of that. That's why I liked Amazon FBA so much. But I've grown to love and respect eBay on such a different level I ever thought I would. So what I've learned is there's no one trick, one secret, one tip that's going to draw more eyeballs to your listings. It's a combination lock. And that little individual combinations, that's your photos. So you're taking high quality photos. You're taking actual keywords that are relative to your item. You're putting those in the title. You're putting them in the description. You're offering, and I can't tell you what's best because it's different for each person, but you have to play around with what shipping methods, your handling time. I'm just now we've always had 2-day handling time, and we're in the office every day, Monday through Friday now. So now I'm starting to test out the 1 day to see if that increases a little bit. But I found for myself, when I switched from paid shipping to free priority shipping, our views and sales, I'm not going to say they like doubled immediately, but they definitely increased. But that's because we did trial and error on our own stuff. But so you guys can see it's a combination lock of everything. It's not going to be, here's the one tip. I hate catchy, not catchy. Catchy is not the word. I hate clickbait titles. That's like my number one pet peeve on YouTube. I hate clickbait titles, right? You always see the number one thing that's going to do this. Like, it's never just one thing. It's going to be a combination lock, guys. Whoa, my chat just dropped down. Let me scroll back up just a little bit. How much money do you need for reselling? However much you got. Guys, I've talked to people that start with $5 and they get out there and make it happen. You can hustle your way into whatever income level you want as long as you're willing to do the work. You can't sit around and say you want a 6-figure business if you're only going to put in $20,000 work. Like, your work ethic, it's not rocket science here. Your work ethic has to match whatever goal that you say you want. It's, man, you can start with whatever you want. If I had like a dollar amount that I would consider a good cushion to start with, you can get your supplies, get your printer, get a little bit of inventory. I would say like $100, right? Maybe $100 to $200, guys. You can start a nice little business out of that, as long as you're investing 100% of your profits back into it. If you are starting with limited capital and every sale you make, you're taking some of that out to go buy stuff or like to pay bills with, it's going to be a very slow growth curve if you do that. So just reinvest as much as you can. What is your plan for old Amazon inventory having sent back or have them destroy it? I always have it sent back because there's always another option. So if it was something that was new, the customer opened it up, damaged the box, whatever, shipped it back, I still can list that on eBay or I can try to sell it locally. So I always have them ship it back to me. And there's actually a setting, if you go into your settings profile under Amazon FBA, there's a setting to have it automatically, all customer returns and all that. There's automatically a way to have them just ship it out to you, and you can set it for how often you want. So I have mine set for once a month. Amazon will automatically send my customer returns and all that kind of crap back too. But yeah, I don't have them destroy because most of the stuff there's going to be a little, even if it's just a little bit of money, break even, get some cash back. Do you think it's a good idea as a beginner on FBA? And for those of you eBayers, that stands for Fulfillment by Amazon. Do you think it's a good idea as a beginner for on FBA? So I can't talk tonight. To start with RA to build capital? Yes, 100%. I always recommend people start with retail or online arbitrage because one, it's gonna get you product quick, and two, you can go out, like if you open up your Amazon account right now as a first timer, open it up right now. As soon as that thing's activated and like ready to go, you can go out today, tonight. You can go out and get your first batch of products ready for your first shipment. If you get into wholesale and PL, there's a whole different process involved with that. It's going to be weeks to get your product for wholesale, and it's going to be months to get your product for PL. That's like a whole different conversation on that level. But I always recommend you start with retail and online arbitrage, simply because, not because you get product quick, but because of this. If you jump straight into private label or straight into wholesale and you don't understand how Amazon's algorithm and their system, their program, not program, but platform, if you don't understand how that works, if you don't understand how to read Keepa charts, if you don't understand how it works, it's going to be hard to play that ball game, right? That's like jumping into a football field, but you haven't studied and learned like the rules, like how to play football. You can't just jump in and play. There's a little bit of practice that has to go into that. So the same thing with Amazon. I would not recommend you jump straight into PL or straight into wholesale without understanding how Amazon works first. So that's why I'm a huge fan of retail and online arbitrage for beginners. I just started on Amazon. Notice I'm restricted from selling almost everything. Yep, welcome to Amazon, my friend. Any advice? Where can I start? So for those of you, because I need to do an actual video on this because it's probably the number one question I'm asked lately. It's probably the number one thing I see people struggle with, and it's this. If you just signed up, you're brand new, maybe it's you're a few months into it, you have a few products, but you go into stores and you scan, you'd see that nasty, ugly, restricted pop-up, right? It's a horrible sight to see. There are a few options. Number one, I know some people are just sitting here like, is he going to give out the secret? Okay. Now, there's a few things you can do. Number one, if you see you're restricted, you need to go into add a product under your Amazon Seller Central. Go into add a product, type in that brand, and I'm going to do this all on a video for you guys. If you're on my Instagram, you see me, I just did it this morning. It didn't work, but I tried it. So go into add a product, put in that brand, and it doesn't matter what SKU, what ASIN you pick, just pick a brand, and you can actually go in and you're going to click on the brand, and it's going to say listing limitations apply. Shout out to Wade's Venture. Thanks for the paid chat there, buddy. That's a super chat for those of you who don't know how that goes. Thank you, appreciate it. Go give him a follow over on Instagram. Good content going over there. It's actually a local to me too. He's just up in Hillsboro, so we're like probably 45 minutes apart. And I think he's Hillsboro based, if I remember right. Yeah, Hillsboro, Beaverton, up in that general area. Anyways, so when you go to add a product, you're going to see listing limitations apply. Okay, you're going to click on request approval. If you have good selling metrics and you're lucky, Amazon's going to automatically approve you. I've done that in probably over 50 different brands or myself. So it works if you have good selling metrics, but if you're a new account, that's probably going to be pretty difficult. So here's option number two. Give Amazon what they're asking for. Here's exactly what most of them want. They want one of two things, okay? If you go on and I'm trying to, if you, let's say Leapfrog, right? Or VTech, like some of these kids' toys that are commonly restricted. So let's say you want to get into Leapfrog. So you scan it, it comes up restricted. If you try to apply for that brand, Amazon's going to ask for one of two things. One is an authorization letter from the brand stating you as a seller are allowed to sell this product on Amazon. Amazon will approve you with that. It's a very, very tough letter to get, by the way, from some companies. The bigger the company, the harder it's going to be. Number two, this is where a lot of people have confusion, so I want to clear it up, okay? I want to make it as clear as I can for you guys. when it comes to the whole like invoice receipt battle, receipts typically, I've seen it myself and with a few people in our VIP group, receipts have worked for a few things, but you need, let me just put that as a requirement, you need a distributor, like an actual distributor, not a middleman who is a retail store. Retail receipts from Walmart and Target, etc., are typically not going to work. Amazon doesn't want them for getting ungated. You need to search the brand. So, for example, I would type in Leapfrog, go to Google. It's an amazing, amazing little tool there. Go to Google and type in Leapfrog distributors. Find a distributor that sells the Leapfrog brand. It doesn't matter what product it is. You're going to order 10 of them through the distributor. Use that invoice that shows 10, and you're going to submit that to Amazon, and that's how you get ungated. It's literally that simple. Find a distributor, not a retail store, because Amazon is slowly but surely venturing away from retail and online arbitrage, and that's just the honest truth, right? I'm not saying you can't make money with it still. Like, that's primarily our business is retail arbitrage, but that's just the way Amazon likes it. So you need to follow their rules and give them what they want. So that's the whole shebang on how to do it. I'm going to do a whole video just on that topic, but I wanted to at least give you something that's you can take right now and start to utilize it. Just find a distributor for whatever brand you want. Again, the bigger the brand, the harder it's going to be. You can't just Google Nike distributor and find distributors for Nike and use that invoice. That's going to be a very, very difficult one. Same thing with Lego, but you can get away with some of the smaller brands too. So if anyone does that and you get approved that way, please message me and just let me know if that worked. My job here on this channel is to provide you guys information you can use to benefit yourselves and to build a business. So if anyone uses anything that comes out of my mouth, that's amazing. Most of the time I'm just up here kind of rambling, doing my thing, and you guys keep showing up and you keep watching, so I'm just going to hang out. That works for me. Every time I click on my chat here, it drops all the way to the bottom. I want to make sure I answer you guys' questions. So and you guys, there's a lot of you in here right now, so if you see the chat bouncing back and forth, I'm doing my best to keep up with you. So if I miss it, just repost it, and hopefully I'll see it. Yeah, I just saw Jonathan. Chat is turning and burning. I love what Hustlebee just said there. Sell everything you don't need. We as human beings, we collect way too much crap sitting around. So sell everything that you don't need. Start with books, especially used books are so good. A lot of you may have old textbooks from your college courses, from wherever. You have old textbooks sitting around that are worth some bank right now, so you can easily sell those too. All right, so I think I'm back to where I was. Do you return? This has been another popular one I've seen floating around for some reason. Do you return items to a store if they don't sell? No, I do not, because that, for me personally, some people don't agree, and that's fine. That is an integrity thing. Like, if I would be pissed if I knew that customers were buying from me to resell and they were returning if they didn't sell it. Like, if I buy something and it doesn't sell, that's not the store's fault that I made a bad call. That's on me. So that, for me and my integrity, I will never return something to a store just because I can't sell it. That's just my personal opinion. You can agree or disagree. That's perfectly fine. We're all human beings. We all have different opinions. That's just mine. Do I use a rewards card? Yes, I do. Oh man, stack those rewards, guys. Stack those rewards. eBay, do I do 10 days or 30 days? We do 30 days. We typically like to turn our inventory within a 30-day mark. So by doing the 30-day listing, we can pay attention to when the listings are almost up, right? It will say you have 3 days, 2 days, 1 day, etc. We can pay attention to what inventory is moving slow, and we can kind of decide if we need to adjust the price, if we need to run a promo, if we just need to list on other platforms. So we can play around with it that way. So I like the 30-day listings personally. What programs do we use? We don't use a ton. We use Inventory Lab, and with Inventory Lab comes Scoutify 2 is the app I use for that. We also just recently started getting into App Eagle. We're on I think we're going into month 3. That was probably the best decision I've made in our entire business. The first time I turned App Eagle on, our sales, like, it was it was a record day the best record day we've ever had. So if you're not using a repricer inside of Amazon, I highly recommend it. If you guys want information about a repricer, Inventory Lab, all these programs we're talking about, I do have affiliate codes for those. So if you want to support us with that, you can just message me directly and I can get you that. Most of the time, they're also located in the description of our videos too. So once this recording is done, this live chat is done, I'll post those in the comment, or not comment, the description too. But yeah, that's basically it. Inventory Lab, App Eagle, Scoutify 2 for a scanning app, and that's kind of it. We don't use a ton of stuff. Where would you start if you were wanting to start a business in this? My dad used to use pallets. I'm trying to make sure I read that right. My dad used to do pallets, but what would be the best way to start? I would not recommend starting with pallets. The videos that some of you guys have seen me do of unboxing pallet items, you need to look at the timestamp on those. Those were 2 years ago. It's a different ballgame now. Okay? You can't just buy a pallet of toys like I did 2 years ago and sell it like I did 2 years ago. It's a different ballgame now. Amazon is way more strict. I would start with the exact same thing that we're doing now. It's retail arbitrage. Retail and online arbitrage. Very simple to start with. Again, you're going to deal with restrictions and all this kind of hoops that you have to jump through. But if you're wanting to make this an actual business, jump through the hoops and trust me, when you jump through the hoops, there's going to be way less competition on the other side, because a lot of people come up with a restriction. For example, a lot of people scan something, it's restricted, and they go, oh, well, crap, I can't sell it, and then they move on. Meanwhile, person B might scan it, it comes up with restricted, and they do a quick Google search and say, well, if I want to get ungated, I need a distributor. I need that invoice, so I'm going to Google it real quick. They find a distributor, open an account, place their order for 10 units, submit the invoice, and they're ungated. Boom. Now all those people that moved on from the product are going to be not there as competition. So if you really want to jump through those hoops, there's way less competition on the other side. I have sold DVD, VCRs. Everyone has been returned. Yeah, the electronics they're hit or miss. I've definitely had my fair share of returns on that stuff. But yeah, to answer that question, if I were to restart again today, I would do the same thing I'm doing right now. It's retail arbitrage. It's probably the simplest thing you could do to start. It's the most time consuming. Let me put that out there. It's the most time consuming because you have to do the driving, you have to prep the items, all that stuff. So that's what I would recommend. I don't sell DVDs, so I really don't have an opinion on those. I know that they're probably, if there is an impossible category on Amazon to get ungated with, that's it. I know that DVDs can be a big issue because the counterfeit levels on DVDs are extremely high, and that's why Amazon makes it very, very difficult to get in with them, because a lot of people counterfeit that stuff. And so they had a lot of issues, and they just they put the hammer down on that category. I don't sell any DVDs, so I really have no idea how they do. Because again, you can sell DVDs on eBay. I know a guy locally. I ran into a guy. Someone here probably saw the video I did last summer. I ran into a guy hosting a garage sale, and I walk up, and this guy's got like thousands of DVDs, and he's got this whole stack of video games. And it turns out he buys these Gaylords, these pallets that are just full of media, and he buys them from one of our Goodwill outlets that just has them out on the floor for like $100. So he buys them and he cherry picks the good DVDs and he sells them on eBay. So I know there's money to be made there. I just personally, I've never ventured into it. Which season of Stranger Things did I like best? That's a tough one. I'm gonna go with number 2 just because that's where it got so much darker in number 2. Number 1 was so good though, because it's just, it's the build up to like the main plot, like the meat and potatoes, the build up part. The whole thing was just epic. I fought Stranger Things. Trista saw it. a long time ago when it first came out. She was just like, you have to see this. And I never took the time to watch it. And I watched half of episode 1. I thought it was the dumbest, weirdest thing I'd ever seen. And I turned it off. Like, I couldn't finish it. And then she talked me into it. She said, just watch it for 3 episodes. That's it. So I said, okay. By the end of number 2, I definitely, I was hooked. I did the typical binge watching. I watched all of it way too quick. Forest Grove in the house. What's up, Gabriel? Yeah, man, you're close to me. Forest Grove is just like, 30 minutes away? 25, 30 minutes, something like that. I am going to be hosting my own local meetup. I was going to do it in January, but I figured with, the Hustle Bee and Hustler Hacks coming out, I didn't want to do 2 like big meetups back to back. So I'm going to spread them out a little bit. We have ASD, so I will be in Vegas next month. So if you're going to be in Vegas, we do have a meetup going on there too. So you can message me for details. But for the most part, I'll spread it out a little bit. So it'll be after March is when I'll do another local Portland one. What are the best stores for RA? Whichever ones you get your butt into. I know it sounds like such a sarcastic reply, but it's true. Like, I make money at Walmart. I make money at Target. I make money at Lowe's. I make money at any store I go into because I go in often and I go into a lot of them, right? You go into any store enough, you're going to find products. There's not one store that's like bad per se. Right? Of course, I have a few honey holes I'm not just going to like put out into the YouTube world. I got local people around here. I do have to drive a lot to get my product though, just because anyone who knows Oregon in this area, I'm in McMinnville, Oregon, which is a smaller town. We got about 30,000 people. We have one tiny Walmart. Sometimes it has good stuff. It's hit or miss. We have one small Walmart and that's it. The closest Target is 45 minutes away. The closest Toys R Us is 45 minutes away. So I have to drive like an hour and sometimes an hour and a half. I've driven up to 3 hours away in any one direction to go find stores. It's just, again, I jump through the hoops that it takes to create the income that we need. If you are doing online arbitrage, do you still need to get a prep to put the FBA labels on your products? Yes. It doesn't matter if you pick up your products from retail stores or if you buy them online. So Target, retail store, you can pick up a product and you still have to put your FBA label on it. Or if you order it from Target.com, it gets shipped to you, or a prep center, if you use a prep center, you'd still have to have your item label on it. Or you can pay Amazon to do that too. Hustle Bee, all the stores. Oh, nice. We got a few Vegas people on here. Yeah, we are going to be doing, so ASD is going on March. I don't even know. I haven't booked my flight yet. I probably should do that. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Hold on. Let me get my calendar up real quick. All right. So if you're in Vegas or you're going to ASD, March 11th. The night of March 11th, we are hosting a meetup at this house that we booked. So message me, and I can get you hooked up with the information on that. We have actually what I'll do is in the description below. Thank you, March 11th through 14th. So March 11th is going to be our meetup. And of course, I'm happy to meet up with you guys. Like, if you just happen to see me on the floor, or like if you just shoot me a message, hey Chaz, I'm here, let's meet up. I usually make time the best that I can to meet up with people. So March 11th, and in the description of this video, I will put the Facebook event page if you want to RSVP to that, just so we have a general head count. We're buying all the booze and the food, so it's nice to have a head count for you guys. So there's no fee to join. All the food and booze is going to be provided for you. How's the Ross sales going? From the Ross video, I just listed them today. I slacked big time. I had one of our assistants take all the photos the next day, and I've just been focusing on tons of other stuff, and I honestly forgot about it for like 2 days. So today I got the listings up. A couple of the pairs actually I was shocked. They already have like 10 views on them. It's only in like 2 hours. So hopefully those will start going. But I did put in a tag in there that I know, so I can start tracking just on that load. I'll do a follow-up video. In general, though, we're doing pretty well with the Ross flips. I just love shoes. How do you get ungated for toys? Toys is not a gated category. Toys is an open category for anybody to sell in. But if you do see restricted under a toys item, it's going to be the brand. And if you weren't here earlier when I talked about it, go back and rewatch the video. And I told you guys exactly how to get ungated in brands. Oh, nice. You just watched a video this morning. Got 2 pairs today. Nice. When those things sell, message me. Let me know how they do. I get, anytime I post a video like that where I'm showing people what I'm buying, I always get all the questions and some of the haters pop on. I get private messages and they're like, why are you sharing exactly what you're buying? You're going to flood the market. It's like, you know what? There's only a certain amount of these pairs of shoes floating around at this time. By the time most people see this video, it's not like they're going to go buy up all the stock and drive all the prices down, right? There's still so many items, so much money to be made out there. I'm not worried about that. Unless it's like a wholesale product, a private label product, or one of my replens. Obviously, we can't just share that kind of stuff with you guys. But for the most part, general retail stuff, I just put it out there. I'm one of the only people just like, here you go. I'm going to show you exactly what we do. Okay. What else do we got on here? How do I feel about manufacturers coming on FBA? Should we be worried? I honestly don't even worry about it. If I see a manufacturer comes onto a listing, you know what? If their price is so low, I just can't compete with it, I go find a different product. I don't sit here and dwell on things that go wrong and on business or things that happen like that. I just do my best to hop on a listing, price competitively, sell my stuff, and if anything happens to that listing, it's like, okay, you know what? I'll check back on it later, but I got to go focus on other things now. So yeah, don't dwell on that stuff too long. Gabriel says, we posted 4 track shoes from Ross, bought for $15 and listed with similar comps for $70. Nice. I love the track and field shoes that are floating around right now because you can buy them for $15 to $17 and they're selling for 50, 60, $70. What are my guidelines when I go buy? What guidelines do I go by when doing retail, sourcing, or arbitrage? What is your price margin from what buying it for to sell for? Personally, if I'm doing a quick flip, so for example, if you haven't already, Thomas asked a question. Thomas, if you haven't already, go watch the Retail Arbitrage 101 video I just put up like 2 weeks ago. Go watch that because I give you a lot of inside thought process on when I'm scanning stuff and what I'm looking for. So that video gives you some general guidelines to follow. But for example, if I'm scanning a toy and it costs $10, if it's ranked really low, like 1,000 or 10,000 or 20,000, it's going to be a quick flip. I'll go as low as like $3 profit. I'll go 30% bottom just to, if it's going to be a fast seller. The slower the sale, the more margin I need, the more profit I need to make it worth it. But in general, I like to do quick flips because we're still in the process of like, we're tackling debt really, really hard right now. This is why we don't have a giant bankroll just ready to go buy anything and everything, because we're taking a lot of our profits right now and we're just turning inventory as quick as we can. We're taking that profit and we're hammering debt right now really hard. We're right on track to pay off some good debt. Yep, just nailed it. Most people won't take action anyways. You guys, if I post a video that shows you can buy these items from these stores and you can go and flip them for a profit. If that video gets 10,000 views, there might be 500 people that actually try it and there might be 10 people that actually do it. Like, honestly do it. And that's just a numbers game, right? Buying items from Bulk, which is BULQ, bulk.com, can you make good money? I do not recommend liquidation companies for Amazon anymore. It's a different ballgame than it was 2 years ago. Amazon's a lot more strict. I believe in itemized paper trails to link back to where you got your product so it's proof of authenticity, because Amazon will come down with the ban hammer on you very quick. So can you make good money with it? Yes, it's just not going to be on Amazon. It's going to be on other platforms. eBay, local sales, all that good stuff. Oop, my chat just dropped out again. Yeah, if you guys are going to be in Vegas, just shoot me a message, hit me up. The best place to message me, by the way, is going to be Instagram. That's probably where I hang out most on Instagram these days. Unless you're in one of our private Facebook groups. I'm in there a lot too. But for the most part, yeah, Instagram is the best way to get a hold of me. Side Hustle Pros is how you can do that. So shoot me a DM over there if you're in Vegas, and we'll schedule a little meetup. Omar, subscribe to the VIP group. Thank you, man. If you have not gotten plugged in there already, message me. We have a wait list in there of like 200 people waiting to get in there. So if you've already paid and you're not in there already, please message me. I can get you plugged in there ASAP. I have that whole list of wait list people I need to go through. So many of these questions can be answered by watching YouTubers. Yep, it's true. It's true. There's so many videos, so many videos, way more than what I had when I first started, way more. A lot of us, when we first started, there were a few YouTubers, right? Like Rakin was the very first YouTuber I followed. I still watch his stuff every day, but he was the very first one, but it was just him and a few others. There really weren't many YouTubers, so a lot of the information was hard to get a hold of, and it was really just trial and error is how we figured this stuff out. But nowadays, man, of course, it's not just our channel. It's you've got hundreds of people out there now doing videos and giving you some really good insight. I'm trying to filter through questions here to give you guys some good ones. Have I found it difficult to get the letter needed to get ungated that says you're an authorized dealer? A brand will not do that because you are working out of home. I've personally not messed around with that method, so I don't know. And again, I'm never going to sit here and try to BS you guys. If I don't know the answer to something, like I don't know. But I not messed around with that. Usually if I have an item I really want to sell, then I simply just go through the process of going through a distributor and ordering the product. It really can be a simple process, guys. Just don't let the human part of you, because I do this all the time, don't let the human part of you try to overcomplicate it. Can I send in a used item to FBA that does not have its original box? Yes, you can. So you need to go to our channel, and I did an FBA for Beginner series. I'm going to do a 2018 version. I actually have it up on my whiteboard here, but I'm going to do a 2018 version that I... What's up, buddy? Oh, you the man. Thank you. Buddy Jeff just dropped this off. Little Ninkasi action. Slayer's so good. I haven't had Slayer this year yet. Shockingly.
Yeah, you have.
Thank you, good sir.
No problem.
But yeah, go to our FBA for Beginner series on our channel, and there's, I think it's episode number 5, if I remember right. One of the episodes I did, I talked about condition guidelines and showed you, yeah, you can send in items. It depends on what it is. Please list it under the right condition, though. I'm doing a video tomorrow for you guys that's going to cover more about that. Going to ASD for networking purpose in Vegas. Hope to be at your meetup. How do you determine what conferences are worthwhile attending in regards to Amazon FBA, or just stick to YouTube videos? It just depends on where you want to go with your business. I can't tell you what you should go to, because I don't know your business. I don't know your goals. For me personally, all right, we want to start getting into more wholesale-based trade shows. Like, we're not going to go to a lot of private label stuff, because private label is, it's down the road a little bit for us still. We really have a lot of this debt we're paying off really hard right now, and then that's going to build up into wholesale. And then once we have wholesale built up and automated, then we're going to get into the PL side of stuff. So you just need to look at what type of business do you want to run and go to those conferences, go to those seminars. Star James, I don't know if you caught that earlier, but if you need to message me, the best way to do it, you can do it here on YouTube. I don't check my YouTube messages as often. I do my best to try to get back and comment a lot better lately, but the best way to get a hold of me is 2 different ways. One is going to be Instagram at Side Hustle Pros. So look up Side Hustle Pros, shoot me a message there. Number 2 is you can also email me at FBA-rockstars.com. FBA-rockstars@gmail.com. And those are 2 best ways to message me. If you post a product on eBay for 30 days and it doesn't sell, what do you do with the product? Typically, the first thing that we'll do is we'll run a promotion or we'll drop the price. If it doesn't sell within 60 days, then we look at getting rid of it locally, break even sale price. I don't like to hold on to stuff for more than 60 days though. Unless it's a rare item, unless it's got a high profit margin, then I'll sit on stuff as long as I need to. But for the most part, like I sat on a book one time. I sat on a book for a year and a half, but it was like $4.99 out of a Goodwill. And I sat on this thing for a year and a half, because I shipped into Amazon, FBA, just left it there and didn't even think about it. Of course, it accrued storage fees over time, so I probably ended up paying, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 bucks. 40 is way too high, but if let's say I paid 40 bucks on the high end, the thing sold for $300. So that type of thing I don't mind sitting on. But for our general inventory, I like to turn as fast as I can. Ghost Players, let me answer your question real quick. If I start drop shipping from Home Depot, Walmart, etc., what are the chances PayPal or eBay holding the money? I'm asking because I don't have access to that money, so I want to be able to buy and ship. Me personally, I do 0 drop shipping on eBay. So I don't know even what their policies are on eBay for drop shipping from retail stores. So I'm not the one to ask about that. There's plenty of YouTubers and blogs and that kind of stuff out there you can go. As for Amazon though, nope. Do not recommend drop shipping on Amazon. That is a quick way, unless you're doing it a specific way and you have a direct partnership with a manufacturer that can ensure stock, then you can do it, but do not do that on Amazon with retail stores. Very, very quick way to get the band hammer. Do you have to have a store to run promos on eBay when you're relisting the items on eBay? Do you research them, just list them at the same price? No, it doesn't sound stupid at all. So when you price an item, it depends again on there's like 3 different tiers, right? So when you're pricing an item, you can be on the low end, you can kind of be on the competitive side with the middle guys, or you can price on the high end if you want to wait it out, everyone sells out, and then you get your turn type of situation. So it's up to you depending on what type of profit you want. I price like pretty much in the middle on most of my stuff. I lean towards kind of mid to high. I really don't do the lowball game. I don't like to lowball my stuff too much. If it's old inventory that I'm tired of looking at, then yeah, I'll drop my price just to get rid of it. But for the most part, yeah, it doesn't sound stupid at all. A lot of this you're going to get better with time too. A lot of it's going to be practice, trial and error, because everyone has a different business. So like everything you hear me talk about, I'm only one person, one business, one opinion. Like you're going to hear different opinions from everybody. Do I do mentoring? I do not do one-on-one mentoring. That's a very common question I get a lot. I feel, and here's why I don't do it. I feel that because we're not big sellers. We don't have the numbers that some of these big YouTubers do, that some of the big stores do. So I feel until I hit a higher income, until I hit a higher sales number, a higher profit number, then I'll start contemplating doing some mentoring. But until then, like our blinders are on. I want to focus more on building our business up to a level where I feel that I have the credibility, the credentials to be able to come in and do that for you guys. But with that being said, we do have a VIP group. So we do have, I want to say we have about 30 or 40 slots left for that. So with the VIP group, I am active in there much more than any other place. So I do give you guys some bolos. I get in there, do extra training videos. So that's as close to the mentoring as you're going to get. I'm going to start doing some one-on-one phone call stuff. Little 10, 15-minute sessions. We do a weekly hangout, which is a Zoom. If you guys know Zoom, it's a video chat platform. We all hop up on video. I bring in guest speakers. I get up and Trista and I will share tips of the week, that kind of stuff. So if you want the VIP group, go to sidehustleprosvip.com. It's $20 a month. It's limited spots. Just because I don't want it to be saturated. I want to keep that small community intimate feel. So if you want to get in on that, then that's the place to go. Once it caps out though, we only have 250 member cap. I think we have about 30 or 40 spots left. Once that hits 250, there's no exception. We're not going to let more than 250 in. So it's going to be a wait list after that. So if you do feel that you do need the extra help and you want to get into that type of community, that's the way to do it. How do you guys feel about charging shipping or free shipping? Right now, we're doing a mix. We wanted to start charging shipping on a few items to see if it slowed our sales down, and so far it's not. So I'm actually loving the idea of paid shipping on all of it. Obviously, it's more money. But usually I'm doing free 2-day priority shipping on all my shoes because that's primarily what I'm doing right now on eBay is shoes. I'm gonna probably my next haul that I do, I'm gonna test the waters. I'm gonna add in, I don't know if I want to do like $5 shipping, $7, $10 shipping, but I do want to see if I can offset that just a little bit. I would love to hear about you guys too. Does anyone else play around with the paid versus free shipping? I would love, because it works differently for everybody. I know some people that just live by paid shipping, and other people live by free shipping. So I know it works both ways. I think it's just a matter of trial and error for each person. And you guys, I apologize. I'm trying my best to keep up with the comments, but y'all blowing this thing up, which is awesome. I love that. Thanks for all the helpful content. I got to go make some money. Don't forget to hit the like button. Awesome, man. Thank you. See, we got Mr. James in the house. All right, I think we're getting caught up on the questions here. One of your older videos, you said best ROI was from Goodwill to Amazon. Was I selling new or used? I still sell a combination of new and used items on Amazon. Definitely not as many used though. I like my stuff to have a retail receipt that shows like the UPC code and itemized breakdown for authenticity purposes. We got hit with an authenticity claim and it only took one time until I was like, okay, I'm gonna tighten up my reins. So I do primarily new stuff on Amazon is what I focus on. A few others I've seen. I must have missed a question up above about receipts. Is there a preferred app you like to use to maintain receipt inventory aside from archiving physical receipts? Yeah, we definitely have the shoeboxes receipts going on right now. There's an app that we use called Shoeboxed. And you can also do this if you have QuickBooks. I don't know if GoDaddy Bookkeeping does it or not, but I know that QuickBooks does it. And you can take photos of your receipts. So Shoeboxed is what I like to use. It's free to use. I don't have affiliate or anything like that. Any tips you should avoid in getting any tips you should avoid in getting a warehouse? Mark, one, make sure you have enough cash flow to pay for the warehouse or office space, whatever you decide getting. That's when we got our spot, like we got a really good deal on our spot, but if it had been much higher, I still would have done it because I was like, once we saw the office, I'm like, I want this office. Like we have to have this space. But if it had been much higher and we weren't producing that already with good cash flow, that would have been kind of a struggle for a few months. So I would definitely recommend one, you just improve your cash flow as much as you can and just make sure you have a history of good positive cash flow each month. Because if you get a warehouse space, if you get an office space, and one, if it's more space than what you actually need, and two, you can't really afford it every month, you don't want to play the game of chasing inventory just to pay for that spot. So tip number 2 is start small if you can. Outgrow, one of the best tips I heard was outgrow your current space before you need to really look into that next upgrade. So, we have 1,000 square feet to ourselves, and it's a little more space than we use up at this point in our business. So, but that came after starting with 600 square feet. So we started with 600 square feet, grew into that, and now we have on the other side of this wall, because we have doorways that link up between everything. So now on the other side of this wall, we have an additional 400 square feet. So we're capping out what we do and then upgrading instead of just upgrading to a giant space. Yeah, it's fun, it's fancy, you get to say you have a warehouse, like it's all this cool stuff, but at the end of the day, your profit comes first. Your cash flow has to come first. Do I have to ship one item immediately when I sell it on eBay, or can I wait a little, or can I wait to sell more and ship in bulk to save on shipping? So here's the thing with that. Your listing will tell you exactly how long you have. So when you do a listing on Amazon, it's going to give you the option for handling time. Okay, so a lot of people do 1 business day or 2 business days. That means that if you go past that deadline, it's going to have a negative effect on you. So it's going to have a late shipment ratio. And you can see that stuff all on your eBay back office end, seller hub, all that good stuff. You want to ship your stuff out as quickly as you can. And plus on the customer side, the quicker they get their stuff, the happier they're going to be. We've always had 2-day handling time, but we've been shipping out every single day. Even if it's one item, like we ship it out, just because it's going to just be a better overall experience for you and your metrics and for the customer. So there's no point, even if you're going to save on shipping, there's no point in doing it. So just ship your stuff out. How close am I to Damascus? Coming to see my sister in a few weeks. I'm actually not far from Damascus, believe it or not. I think it's like probably 45 minutes. No, probably closer to an hour. Hour 15. We were just down at Mount Hood last weekend, and Damascus is out that way. Yeah, about an hour 15. Not too far. How often do I refresh an item on eBay? We have it on 30-day listings. So if after 30 days the item is still there, then we run a promotion or drop the price. If it goes another 30 days and it still doesn't sell, then we just I want to cash out that product. I hate sitting on stuff. Do not like it. Awesome, Andre. Looking forward to seeing you in there. Yeah, if you guys just signed up for the VIP group, I don't know why ClickFunnels does this, but it sends out an email that doesn't have the link. So on the confirmation page, on the thank you page after you do your payment, I put the link up there, but a lot of people miss that link. So if you miss the link, please message me directly. And that could be FBA-Rockstars@gmail.com or on Instagram. Message me directly. Say, Chaz, I signed up for the VIP group, and I can get you plugged in that way. Why do you take a pic of your receipts? Just so it's digitally available. So if you ever need it, you don't have to dig through a box, right? A lot of us keep shoe boxes of receipts. So if not so much on eBay, but if Amazon comes at you and says, hey, we need proof of purchase, you don't have to go, oh crap, and then you have a stack of receipts this big to dig through. You can itemize your receipts on these different apps, or you can use another program it's called Evernote, and you can keep it all that way too. So that way it's quick, you can get it, send it, and give them what they need. VIP group, I think we had a couple people just hop on. VIP group is going to be sidehustleprosvip.com. Resale on Facebook Marketplace. I have such a love-hate relationship with Marketplace. I buy a lot of inventory off of Marketplace. I hate selling on it. I hate dealing with the local meetups, the flakes, the lowballers. Like, I do not enjoy that at all. So I do not sell as much on Marketplace and OfferUp. I buy a good amount from there, but I do not like selling on it. This area, for some reason, we have a lot of... I'm not going to get into it. I just don't like it. I'm just going to be upfront. I do not like it. I do it when I need to. Like, if I just have product I just need to, whatever, get rid of, then I'll do it. But for the most part, I don't like it. Do I still like the Pantheon headphones? Absolutely. Those things are bomb. If I'm not using my my AirPods, those are my go-to headphones. I just like the AirPods. I love the AirPods. But, I got them right here. You got these AirPods, right? Love these things to death. But as far as just how they feel, having the actual over-the-ear headphones on, if I'm strolling around the office or anything, and listening that way. These I use for the gym, or they have really good sound quality if I'm doing Instagram Live or anything like that too. So I really like those. I don't know why it took me so long to get into one. what size are the boxes from USPS for the sneakers. Go on to USPS.com and for free, you can order the case. I think they come with 25. Trista does the ordering, so I have no idea. I think they come with 20 or 25 or something like that. One of you probably knows. They come with 20 or 25, and they're an actual priority shoe box. And I think the dimensions off the top of my head, they're 14 by 8 by 5, if I remember off the top of my head. I could be completely wrong, so please do not quote me on it. Go look at my shoe shipping video I just did. I repeated what the dimensions were in there. 10 or 25, there you go. Yeah, I love those boxes. They're so nice. Have I ever sold food items on eBay? Yes, I have. Absolutely. Have I been sourcing clothes? I do not personally source clothes, but Trista does. So she goes to the bins. She goes to different Goodwills, thrift stores. So she does a lot of the clothing stuff. I mean, I pick up a few jackets and maybe some tops every now and then. Like this morning at Goodwill, I found this new with tags. I forgot what the brand was. It's a cycling shirt, like a cycling long sleeve shirt. And I found that thing new with tags. It was $6, and I looked it up, and the comps were going for like 25. So that was a decent flip that I picked up. But yeah, for the most part, I don't purposefully go into a store just looking for clothing. I'm still such a newbie in that game. I'm trying to master shoes first. I like to really get to know a category first, get that process down, and then learn something new. I've learned myself well enough by now that I can't spread myself too thin with stuff. Like, especially like here in the office, Trista knows this all too well. But anyone who works with us or around me, they know that if I'm on my phone doing something or I'm on my computer, like just wait until I'm done and then try to come to me with stuff. Because if I have people coming at me with different things, I have such a bad time. You know, I grew up with ADHD and all that crazy stuff, and I still have it, but I can't focus if I have multiple things going on. And it's the same thing with reselling. For me personally, if I'm trying to get to know shoes and flip shoes and come up with my process for shoes, but then I'm like, hey, I want to do clothing too, I'm going to lose focus on shoes going to clothing. I'm always going to hop. So I'm a big believer in like really focus on what you want to grow and where your energy or what's a quote? Where your energy goes, the power flows. I know it's cheesy, but it's one of my favorite quotes because it's true. Whatever you focus on, you're going to see more of. So that's my take on that. Everyone else hates Marketplace too. So funny. I don't know why the chat keeps jumping down. Christopher, I appreciate that. What's my Instagram name so I can ask for the Inventory Lab affiliate link? Just look up Side Hustle Pros. We have the same name throughout all the platforms that we use, YouTube, Facebook, all that stuff. So just search Side Hustle Pros on Instagram. You'll find us there. Yeah, we have affiliates for Inventory Lab, App Eagle as a repricer. We have many Amazon affiliate links to all the products and supplies that we use too. So if you want to help support us in what we do, because we provide a lot of information on here, that's one way you can do that. And if you just hate people that promote affiliate links, then that's cool too. Like you just go to Amazon. Can one person be successful on multiple platforms by themselves? Absolutely. You've got to have sickening work ethic and time management, but many people do it. What type of scale do we use, or do you only ship flat rate on everything? We don't do flat rate on everything. We actually, now that I think about it, we rarely do flat rate because we do a lot of shoes and clothing, so in electronics. My electronics are heavier stuff, or ink and toners, like the big ones. Those are typically going to be FedEx Smart Post because we find that for the size of the boxes, it's the cheapest option. And then for shoes, we do the priority boxes. And then for the clothing, they're typically all under 14 ounces. So we do first class, and Trista has poly mailers that she gets. But as far as the type of scale that we use, I can't even think of I think it's Smartway is the brand. If you go to any of our YouTube videos, it's not up in this one yet, but after this live session is done, it will be down there. If you go to the description of any of our videos, I have a supplies list, and the exact scale that we use is down there too. It's not expensive either. It's like 25, 30 bucks, something like that. And you guys, when it comes to supplies, you don't have to go fancy, right? If you want to use cheap stuff and it does the same job, then go for it. I'm not one to ever be like, you need to use our affiliate links. Like, I'm never gonna push that on you. Okay, so I think I already answered that one. So scroll down. What is your cutoff time for shipping stuff? Some of my shipping companies are open late. We personally ship, we do a lot of our stuff. Let me look at my clock. Between like 2 and 4 is when we do a lot of our shipping. I have a whole like daily checklist of because we run multiple, side incomes, businesses. So I have a whole list that I do, and we don't get to shipping until about 2 o'clock. Everything is out the door, dropped off at post office, UPS, or FedEx, usually by, and that's Pacific time. So we're on Pacific time. But usually by 4 o'clock at the latest, everything's dropped off. Our post office, and our post office, if you're on Instagram, you see this a lot. I can walk across the street and our post office is literally right there. It's a 1.5 minute walk. So I can, if I really was pushing it, then 5:30 is when they close and I can drop it off then. 5:30 is the latest that they'll scan something in. Thanks for asking. I only asked because I know you sell everything from clothes to electronics, which the original Xbox was like 11 pounds, which is heavy for its type and time. Yeah, if you can fit the Xbox in a flat rate and it's going to be cheaper than what a priority would be, absolutely go for it. Is my house business free besides social media? Yes, absolutely, and I friggin' love it. Ever since we got the whole like office space set up, I friggin' love the separation. Because when I get home, the only thing that happens at home is I do my online arbitrage on the couch every morning, and then I do a little bit of social media. That's it. That is it. I'm going to need a 5-hour energy to work on this FBA shipment. Jonathan, Rocket! All right, sweet guys. I think we made it to the bottom. All right, thank you all. Man, we still got a bunch of you watching too. If you have any last minute questions, now is the time to drop them down in the chat. If you're watching the recording of this and you have questions I did not get to, please comment below and I'll loop back through and I'll comment back tomorrow. Steven, or is it Steven or Stefan? Probably Steven. I bought some shoes from Ross, sold them on eBay. Yes. What are your thoughts on sourcing lists for FBA? Depends on the list. It depends on the list. We offer a list. It's not open for public right now, but we do offer a list. And it just depends on, the virtual assistants that may be doing the sourcing, the quality check, like all these little things play a role in it. Do we use tactical arbitrage? Every day. I've been using tactical arbitrage for, 2 years? A year and a half, 2 years now? What's the hype about Ross? The hype is there's product in there you can sell for a profit. That's what the hype is. Some people like do shoes. Some people like do the clothing. Some people like do the home and kitchen area. I am a personal fan of the Ross shoes. Ross shoes are amazing. Can I send a box into Amazon FBA where I used marker to cross stuff off the outside? Yes, you can use any box. We've used diaper boxes, for crying out loud. You can use any box. The one thing they don't like is alcohol boxes. So like, how they have the pictures of the booze on the outside. So they don't like alcohol boxes and they don't like extra barcodes sitting around. So if you have diaper boxes usually have the big barcode on it. So just cross that out or put a little sticker over it. But yeah, you can, if it's going to FBA and not to a customer, but if it's just getting to the FBA warehouse, it doesn't even need to look pretty. Half of my Franken boxes, my custom boxes I do, they are ugly as crap. They look like crap, but It doesn't matter. It's just it's safely getting your product to the warehouse. That's all that counts. Because when it gets there, the Amazon employees, they're tearing it apart anyways. But if you're shipping to a customer, like make it look good. Yeah, they do not like peanuts either. That's another thing they do not like is the packing peanuts. So don't do that either. You can only imagine. It's hard to wrap my head around just how massive these warehouses are anyways. But on top of that is how many thousands of packages these employees are unboxing every day. So if you're sending in packing peanuts, that's not gonna make them happy. I actually don't know about the beer boxes with just a Bud Light logo. I'm assuming if it's just a little logo, just cover it up and you'll be fine. I think it's more so just the actual like hard alcohol boxes. Mr. B or Mrs. I don't know if it's a guy or gal. B Mendoza asked, how do you sell shoes from Ross without a box on Amazon? Very simply, you can either, let me back up. I personally don't do this, but it is not against Amazon's policies to use a regular brown box. Okay, I did that for a while actually. I was sourcing Nikes from the Nike stores. They didn't have lids, so I would get a plain brown box, ship them in that way. Plenty of people still do it. I personally don't do it because it's just the risk is a little bit out of what I want to do right now. So that's on you if you want to do it. You also need to look at the fact that Ross is not going to have an itemized receipt that shows a UPC, which is another thing Amazon likes to have. So if they come at you and they need a proof of purchase, I personally don't know if Ross is going to hold up. That's why I don't flip Ross stuff on Amazon too much, at least for the shoes. I haven't shipped to FBA in almost a year. Any changes in shipping product? There's going to be box contents now. So if you have multiple boxes going to places, you have to basically add a packing list in there that tells the employees what's in the box. It's called box contents. But as far as the general shipping, it hasn't changed. As far as all the other Amazon policies, there's lots of changes. So go study up. Yeah, totally. I use my Amazon boxes from things I order to ship on eBay. I reverse the box so it's inside out and it makes for a brown box. You can absolutely do that too. How do you price shoes from Ross without the box? Antoine, go onto our channel, watch our 2 recent videos. One was how to source shoes, and 2 was how to ship them, and I would talk about pricing and all that stuff. How much OA versus RA are we planning for this year? I'm planning on, right now we're about 75% RA, and we're about 25% OA, which is retail and online arbitrage. I want to, RA, I'm going to outsource. So I'm going to teach people to do what I do locally, and they're going to go source and pick up product for me, so I don't have to be driving around so much. Because my biggest hang up with retail arbitrage, my biggest con with it is how time consuming it is. It's lots of drive time, especially because I'm in a town that's an hour away from any major retail store. So I have lots of drive time to do. So I want to pick up OA is my ball game. Especially with tactical arbitrage and hiring a team to source for you on OA style, it's got huge potential. 2D code method. I actually haven't even messed around with that method yet. I do all mine through Inventory Lab, and I found it's an extra step, but it's not too inconvenient. So I've been doing that the whole time too. Just sold a pair of New Balance for $60 with no box. Nice. What's the max shoe size you can fit into a UPS or USPS shoe box? Deborah said 14 is a no-go, 12 or 13. I shipped a, it was a 13, and it was a tight squeeze. And it depends on the shoe too, because if you get like something that's a high top versus something that's a lower profile, but they're both size 13, the high top probably won't fit. So then you can do the custom box, which I'll show you guys pretty soon. Okay, cool. Yeah, see right here, he says ship to size 16 low. So yeah, if you have a low cut one, low profile, you can probably fit a way bigger one in there. How did we ship the size 18 golf shoes? I watched the video last night. I was curious. I didn't ship it. That was a while ago too. Trista shipped that. I'm trying to remember what she used. I think she did the custom cut box. So if you go over to Hustler Hacks on YouTube, he's got a shoe shipping video. It shows you how to custom cut a priority box, not a flat rate. Let me caution. Do not cut a flat rate. Like, you need to just keep as is. But a priority box you can cut down. And then Hustlebee on Instagram also has a box cutting video on there too. Yeah, size 18. We were shocked. She got those at the bins. They were in great shape too. She got those at the bins. Size 18. They didn't even sit that long, and those things sold. Size 18. Yeah, Hustler Hacks and Hustlebee, guys. If you're not following those two, do it now. Those guys are amazing. And I get to meet with them. We're having lunch on Friday privately, so I get them all to myself. Well, Trista's going to be here too, but we get them all to ourselves. And so I'm excited. Be jealous. Super excited. And then of course, they have their big Northwest meetup they're going to do up here on Saturday night. You had Adidas cleats, size 18, couldn't get rid of them. Oh, man, it's such a huge shoe. I've got a couple pairs of 16s in there right now, and they're massive. When people ask us, what do we do, what do I say? I just simply say we run an online retail business. And I've never had any issues. What time Friday is a live stream? Friday, I don't think we're going to do a live stream. That's just kind of a little private lunch, just to, for us. And then Saturday night, it's after 6 p.m. Pacific time is when the meetup is. So I'll do a little live stream here on YouTube then too. I'll probably do both in Instagram and maybe I'll do it this way. I might just do live on Instagram and then I'll repost the video to YouTube. So I'm repurposing one piece of content. Or I can go live on both if there's a need for it. Do I return shoes that don't sell in my 30-day window? No, I do not. And I answered that same question earlier, so go if you want to hear my full response. You can go back through and watch that. How much money did we start with? We started with $500. $500. Start with $500. I got a printer. That was it. I got a printer. I got a cheap printer, went out, started scanning with the Amazon Sellers app, did my first shipment. And then once I saw stuff start to sell, then I started gathering more money involved and, ended up putting, the first pallet was, if I remember, it's an old video. It's two years old. I think it was $600, 600-ish. I put into my first pallet and then, scaled it from there. Do I use Ebates? Every day. Ebates is amazing. I still scan with the Amazon Sellers app. And I double check my stuff so I can check on Keepa. Clothing and shoes will show rank on a third-party app, so I use Scoutify 2 is my second app I use. Are your taxes something you use an accountant for or tackle yourself? I hate back-end work, especially when it comes to accounting and taxes. So I pay someone else to do that. CPA, highly, highly recommend it. Shopify is not necessary. We do not have it. Can I do a video on bookkeeping? I can't do one now because 99% of our bookkeeping is done automatically through Inventory Lab on Amazon side. If it comes down to eBay, we haven't mastered our own process yet, so I'm not going to do a video on it until I have like a smooth system. We're playing around with a couple Excel things right now to see what works best for us. I'm going to follow Hustlebee's footsteps. I like what he does. He sits down once a week. I think it's Sunday nights or Monday mornings or something like that. So I want to sit down once a week, like Monday mornings, and I want to I want to go through and actually like look at what we sold the previous week, and then I want to really track what we did for our sales, our net profit, cost of goods, all that stuff. So I stopped admitting to it. Everybody on YouTube seems to be all about the transparency with people at yard sales. So I'm going to try it again this spring. Yes, 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 yes. You guys, be transparent about what you guys are doing. If you're out there and you're checking comps on stuff or you're scanning, just be open, be transparent. Trust me, I've made my best connections with managers and with garage sale hosts based on just being open about it and letting them know we run an online retail business, and I help people get rid of their inventory. To keep it as simple as that. Which is better for used books, Amazon or eBay? Amazon FBA. Huge market of books being sold there. You can still sell them on eBay, but Amazon FBA is the way to go for used books. Is stuff from China legit? It depends on what you're doing. If you're buying like Nikes from China, no, they're not. If you're private labeling your own product and you're buying inventory from China to brand yourself, then yeah, you can do it that way. But as far as just generic China stuff, it's not going to be legit. Cha-ching, I'm a reseller. You guys, everyone thinks they're going to, if you tell someone you're a reseller and you're scanning at their garage sale or something, you have this feel of like, oh my gosh, they're going to kick me out. They're going to call me dirty. They're like, they're not going to do anything. The worst case scenario, they're going to be like, oh, we don't like resellers. Please leave. Okay, go on to the next one. You got 100 other ones you go to. I've never had any issues. No issues. I've done 2 garage sale seasons. Because unlike Rally Roots down in Florida where it's friggin' sunny every day, they got year-round, Texas and Arizona, all those places. Y'all got year-round garage sales. I'm in Portland. We've got 3 months. We've got 3 good months every year, every summer, where it's not raining and we have garage sales. That's why you guys haven't seen garage sale videos since last summer, because we got none. It's not happening right now. Oh my gosh, what are they doing? I'm gonna bring you guys in here and show you what they're doing. Come with me. I can hear them. So we got the other half of the warehouse. We got a pallet jack, and we've been riding it and doing racing, and I think that's what they're doing. Just bring it in here. So here's a little behind the scenes. You were in the office just now, but this is gonna be, this is all eBay stuff right here. So Trista's got her clothing line up, and then that's gonna be all the shoes and good stuff right there. Let's see what these guys are doing. What are you guys doing?
We're not making noise. We're working hard, okay? Jeff is not about to go riding on the pallet jack or anything like that. We work hard around here.
Oh my gosh, here he goes.
Always get liability insurance.
Can you can you say workers' comp? Oh man, that's so funny. I can hear them doing that through the wall. So yeah, this is what we do after hours when all of us are tired and ready to go home. Let me get you guys set back up. I lost the chat. All right, we're just simply we're BSing around at this point. But you know what? We're not running this YouTube channel to maximize that ad revenue profits. We're not looking to do clickbait titles. We're not looking to do any of that crap. We're looking to have a little fun, document behind the scenes, which is what we're doing right now. Pallet jack races. I was doing it earlier. It's so fun. We open up the 2, because technically we have 2,000 square feet total. Half of it is AJ's, and then she's also Amazon and distribution, that kind of stuff. And so we're just fortunate enough we have one unit that connects via the doors. And, oh, excuse me, got the burps. So we've got 2,000 square feet, and we've got the 2 big hanger doors. So we'll open up the hanger doors and just like slide out on that thing. It's so funny. All right, sweet. So let's wrap this bad boy up. Have I had any success with sporting goods besides clothing? Yes. Footballs were my favorite flip. And anyone watch our Flips and Finds series? You guys probably remember the footballs. So I scored, I think it was a lot of 8, if I remember right. There were 8 footballs. They were Nike Vapor Ones, and we bought them for, man, it's been so freaking long. I think they were $2 each. This was last summer. They were $2 each, I believe, and we sold them in lots for about $80 average for the lot of 2. Those are my favorite thing. Yeah, so keep an eye out. Baseball bats, mitts, all that kind of stuff. Most of them have a title to them or some type of like model number you can check. So absolutely check that stuff. That was on eBay. You can't sell used footballs on Amazon. Why? I love this question. Why am I giving all this information for free? Why not? There's a lot of money to be made, guys. And so you've got to have sources to learn how to do this stuff, and we're one of those sources. There's so many YouTube channels out there, there's so many blogs, all good stuff. But even before Amazon, like I've always been in the people industry. As a massage therapist for 10 years, that was my prior career, and a health and fitness coach. I've always been about service, like servicing other people. And this was one of my ways I could do it. We can sit here and we could just keep our heads down, stay quiet, and sell products all day long ourselves. But there's no fun in that. I'm all about the people. That's what it comes down to. If I can choose, like this sounds bad to some of you, but if I can choose, I would drop all the product flipping and I would just like teach this stuff to you guys. I'm way more about the community and servicing people than I am about the product. Like the product is fun. It's a vehicle we use to produce the income we need to live our lifestyle that we want to live. But when it comes down to it, like I don't care about the product. It's about people. Some people don't like the fact that we are open. Like I can't tell you how many times I've had to face people that they just straight up do not like me because of whatever reason. But sometimes that reason is the fact that we have a YouTube channel. We put content out there for free. We don't have courses. We don't have this kind of stuff. Like, yeah, I'll promote courses if I find there's enough value. Absolutely, I'll promote anything if it has value to it. But man, at the end of the day, I'm about the people. Like that's it. It sounds weird. I enjoy sitting here on YouTube Live at 7:41 p.m. going on an hour and a half on YouTube Live than I do flipping products. That's just the honest truth. I have way more fun doing this stuff right here. Yeah, and YouTube is an income source. YouTube makes money too. But again, our channel will not produce any money, and we do not produce enough money on YouTube to cover anything that we do. But YouTube can be the same thing, right? If you're going to create a YouTube channel, and I teach people how to do YouTube. I teach the social media stuff now. You can do YouTube, but do not go into it expecting to maximize those profits right out of the gate. If you do anything that's paid, your value has to be greater than what you're getting paid for. That's my goal with the channel. Is I don't care how much we make on YouTube. I don't care how much we make on the affiliate marketing. I don't care how much we make on this community stuff, the social media stuff. I don't care about that. I care about the impact that we're having more than anything. And yeah, we all need money, right? We've got debt we're paying off. We've got the bills. We've got the warehouse we got to pay for and all that crap. So if I produce enough money to pay for all the bare necessities we need, then heck, I'm covered. I don't need the extra. I just give me the community, give me people, and I'll be more than happy. And some people don't get that, and that's okay. Those are the people that thumbs down the videos. They're the ones that reach out to me with the hater messages. And that's okay. Yeah, YouTube took a shift with the adpocalypse. You guys have probably heard about it. It's real. Oh, appreciate that, Deborah. So that would be a good motivation speaker. So I do speaking gigs now. That's another thing I really, really love to do is get on stage and just share, things that work for us, things that don't work. If I can get a few people pumped up enough to get off their ass and like do something with their life, then I'm all about it. But yeah, I've spoken at 3 gigs now. I love it, love it, love it, love it. Awesome, sweet. Well, I don't want to take up too much more of your guys' time. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for tuning in. We still have over 100 people on here watching, which, like, you guys, the level of gratitude I have is friggin' insane. Like, I can't thank you guys enough for being here and supporting everything that we do, because we're not here to like show off what we're doing. We're here to document, right? I learned all this from Gary Vee. Like, he always said, document what you're doing. Don't just create content, but document what you're doing. And I found that documenting what I do, like these little simple videos, there's no fancy editing, there's no fancy background music, but it's just by simply being here and documenting behind the scenes and being raw and real and sometimes vulnerable with you guys. These are the types of videos that inspire me. So if I can produce these types of videos for you guys and hopefully inspire a few people, then my job's done. That's it. Thank you. I appreciate it. You guys are amazing, and have a good night. I'm excited. Quick recap: if you're in Portland this weekend, Saturday, you need to go. I don't have it with me. Go on to Hustler Hacks or Hustle Bees Instagram accounts, and they have the Reseller meetup RSVP page. So get RSVP'd in the Portland area. Saturday night is going to be a resellers meetup here in Portland. Vegas is going to be ASD next month, March 11th, and we have our own Rockstars meetup we're going to do there too. But aside from that, peace out, crew. I love y'all. I'll see you later.